Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How you doing? I was just reading Nikki's Nikki's deal here. A little bit late, and I do have my coffee. Now that you mentioned it, I'll have a sip. Let's see who else is here. So, hi, Nikki. Tommy J. Scott, how you doing? Glad you'd come. Black Sheep made it. Good. Glad you're here. Carrie's here. Cool. All right. I don't know why there. Okay. So I'm caught up. Anyway, let's see. Good, real good. I didn't. I should have. The pond is going great. They poured about 4 inches of uh, slab yesterday with a bunch of steel in it, but I didn't. I should have took some video of the steel. They're going to lay more steel down now and run 5 more inches, so it'll be 9 to 10 inches thick on the bottom slab with the bottom drain. So I'll take some video of that today. They've been doing a great job. We did put the glass in the glass came in, I don't know, 12 mils is thicker than I thought. The window isn't really wide, so we installed it yesterday. So we'll see. We'll see when I put water in it what happens to it. So there'll be a video coming out shortly on the uh, on the front one and the back one probably in a couple of days. But it should be. They moved a bunch of block in the backyard. They're pouring the rest of the. Hey, Chris. They were pouring. Hey, Daz. They're pouring the rest of the slab today, so they'll be laying block tomorrow. And it showed rain for the next couple of days, but then for like 6 or 7, 8 days straight, it's showing partial sun to full sun, and that's the way it's been the last 5 or 6 days. So just goddamn lucky, I think, picking on when to do it. Obviously, watching the background. Yeah. The reason, and I'll go over it real quick because I'm trying to stay away from the drama, but this one guy in Rayong just won't let stuff go. He's been attacking me, having his people send me stuff to take down this banner. Maybe 15 people since last night, and I think it's hilarious. But and the funny part about it is he really must think that people are stupid because I'm going to say maybe 10, 12, 15 people overnight, and this morning even two or three. The 3/4 of the channels were just created in September. So I mean, he did a video on how to create a troll channel, on YouTube. And then I thought that maybe he would go away because in his background showed his Google screen and the dots underneath, if you know about Google or any of the search engines, there's 8 or 10 of the places you frequent the most. Okay, like your mail, Lasada. Two of the ones on there are accounts that he has with buying subscribers, views, likes, comments, and I didn't even know that you could buy them for Facebook too. And I didn't know that. And I figured after that maybe he'd be humbled a little bit that I got caught. I'm accusing everybody of doing this, and I'm supposed to be this upstanding, never lie person, and got caught. And I figured maybe he'd just shut up and go away, but it didn't happen. So I figured I'd bring Santa Claus back. Hi, Santa, and I ain't going nowhere. I'll do what I want to on my channel. There's a lot of people like you that need mental health, and you're top of the list, but it's not just for you. So you can be an egotistical narcissist, but it's not all about you. So anyway, that's enough with that rant. I just thought I'd bring you guys up to date and let you know why I switched to tactical Santa. Although Scott liked it, so I like them too, man. I think they're awesome. Okay, let's see. Anybody ask any questions? Nikki was watching the background. It's called cat napping or buddy napping. If I had so many trolls, yeah, I don't know, man. They're like all over, and he's saying he's saying I'm a troll. This is a troll channel, and he even said it before when people when when we had a falling out long time ago. Anybody that would come on here, he would uh, tell to go away, and and insist that I'm not telling you who to watch or what to watch. But if you watch that, you can't. I'm not your friend. So what does that mean? The guy's insane. So anyway, at least I can laugh about it because I don't really care. He's trying to come off as a bully and a tough guy. And I'll tell you what, tough guys and bullies I don't like. Okay, and you don't make a very good one. And and people that they don't announce what a tough person they are to their wives, or I'm a tough guy and this kind of stuff. And they don't broadcast it. They just do it. They just act on it. They don't say stuff about it. So you can keep running your mouth. It's perfectly fine with me. Okay, so we'll get away from that. So and just to let everybody, I alerted all the moderators and stuff that we might get hit with a bunch of them. Although I put the thing on there that you have to be a subscriber for 5 minutes in order to comment. So we'll see. Anyway, troll channel. Do I have? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean it's amazing. It's amazing. And you know, like I said before, if 30 or 40 people left my channel and said that there was something the matter with me, I'd at least have to look at myself and go, could 30 of them all be wrong and I'm the only right person? I guess if you're a narcissist and an egomaniac, then I guess you look at things that way. I wouldn't look at it that way. I wouldn't do it. Um, yeah, yeah, it is, and it's, hey Maui, how you doing? And like I said, man, I don't. He just won't stop. He accuses everybody else of starting things, but if you go back and look at his stuff, as soon as he got back from the States, one of the first one or two um, you know premieres he did, he called out people. I mean, he threatens people. I mean, I don't understand it. Saying a bunch of stuff that's just not true, and it's just kind of sad, that he won't let things go. He makes it sound like everybody else won't let things go. I guess that's another thing you do when you're a narcissist. But I don't know. I just don't quite understand. I don't understand why you have to buy. Are you that much of an egomaniac that you have to buy subscribers, views, likes, comments, everything? Although he's probably saving himself a ton of dough, he's saying that everybody's attacking him and he shut off his comments. Well, at least you don't have to buy comments now, so no one will see them. But anyway, I'm gonna try to get off this subject. Um, Thanks, Nikki. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I want to think that I'm a pretty nice guy. I did nothing and gotten. I've been threatened by this man 3 or 4 times about Let's Dance, and and threatening me with violence. Wrong person to threaten with violence, by the way. I don't want any violence. I don't want any problems with anybody. With anybody. I'm retired, man. I'm here to have a good time. So why don't you just go on about your own business, and and try to shut that trap of yours, and I'll shut mine. I mean, I don't want any problems, but if you back me into a corner, uh, you're gonna find a big problem. Let me tell you that much. Okay. Let them crack on. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, if it doesn't stop, it doesn't stop. Just the way it's going to be then. But I probably won't mention it again. I'm going to try not to. But just so the people know, I really did. I thought that once he actually, choked himself out by putting that screen up there with those two accounts to buy, subscribers and stuff. I figured maybe he would shut up and go away, but no, he wants to stay. Said I was what? Sending pictures. People try to push your buttons. Yeah, exactly. And I would never threaten anybody with violence. I mean, there's no reason for it. Over YouTube, I mean, come on. If you got a real problem with me, then be a man and come and tell me. I haven't done nothing that I know of, except tell the truth. I've never said nothing. And like I said before, he had denied it, and he wrote about it, saying that I never said this, and then wrote that I said stuff about his wife and his business, and that he had it translated into Thai and given to the police. That was 9 months ago. So he can threaten all he wants, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I thought it would go away, but I guess it won't. But I know people don't like to hear about that crap anyway. So we'll talk. Oh, I hear him banging. So they're back. I don't know how long we'll go today. I'm kind of excited about getting the front pond done, because I've got to move the big filter that's going to be one of the ones that goes on the big pond in the backyard. Arrived yesterday, so that's going to take the place of that black one that's on the temporary pool pond. Will go up front, and so it'll be ready to go. And then that one, which is kind of like twice as big, will go on there, and then it'll start getting matured. And I'm still shooting for five weeks to probably have that up and running. And I might even update that quicker if. They're moving right along. Now there's been 5 guys. One of them's one of their students, and the kid's been coming out here trying to make money and going to school and everything too. And so he got to make a little bit of money. He goes to school during the week, I think, and then he gets out about like half day, and he comes over here and works. If I had to say, he's maybe, I don't know, 15, 16, 17. Good kid, hard worker too. I'm not drinking my coffee. But so, I mean, and then once they get that done, the 5 guys, if I do it quicker, obviously it doesn't really matter to me. I mean, the hours are hours. But right now, I think I'm going to be able to do the pond for 100,000. I really do. And I think I'm going to be able to do the pool for less than that. So it's really going to be interesting. Right now, I think I've got it. I got the numbers. I wrote them down. Me and my wife sat out on the back deck for first time ever, I think, and had dinner outside. It's been nice here in Surin. A little bit warm yesterday, 87 or something. But for the most part in the morning, 70, 72, 71. So really nice anyway. So we sat out there, and I went over a bunch of the numbers on the front pond and the back one, in case anybody, you can judge off of between the two on how much it costs to do. You'll be able to say, oh, I'm going to put one in 1/3 the size, so it's probably going to cost me about 35,000 or whatever. So I will do a breakdown on the pond, as everything that I do back there, the pond, the pool. When the building gets here, we know how much that is. That's 149,000 for the 3x4 building. Pond construction. Yeah, it really is. And I should have took pictures, because they put thick steel in that bottom one, which I'm imagining they're going to put the same one in this second slab. And it was in squares like this. So I mean, there's a lot of steel in that bottom. And here I'm going to say probably we spent like 35,000 on material. I'm going to say probably 10,000 of it was steel, and I think it's just because the China steel prices are still up there. But it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to get it done, and the fish are going to be happy. The fish look great. I'm still getting a little bit of flashing, so I'll probably treat them again here in about 3 days. And maybe I'll do a scrape on one, throw it under the microscope, and see if I can see why. I'm imagining there's some flukes still in there. The gill flukes and the skin flukes, if you look at them under the microscope, they look pretty much the same, except the gill flukes have hooks that they attach themselves with, and I can't remember which one. I think it's the gill flukes. They're egg bearers, and the skin flukes are live bearers. So it kills all the skin flukes, but the gill flukes are a little bit harder to get rid of. But I pretty much stocked up all this stuff and did all the translations on all the medications I need, which I should have done a long time ago. But I don't know. I'm into it again. I'm into exercising again now. I think I have the right mindset. So I'll be back on that, and hopefully I'll get better shape. Not in very good shape right now. Hey, James. If I missed something, guys, put it back in. Bye, everyone. All right, Nikki. Thanks for coming in. I know it's late. Yeah, so they're here. I'm imagining yesterday it took them about 3/4 of the day to, that slab is a little bit over 4 by 3 meters. And steel coming up too for inside the wall. Because like I said, it's going to be a block and then a space and then another block, and then there'll be steel and concrete in between the two. So it ought to be plenty strong. I'm going to say the wall is going to be 3, 6, 9, 10, between 10 and 12 inches thick. So thanks, Scott. I kind of dig the pond stuff too. Hey, Raymond, how you doing? Hello to you. And anyway, so hopefully we'll see what they get done today. Definitely going to do some video on both the front pond and the back one. Again, I'll put up the front pond as a members only thing, only because I can't think of anything else besides giving stuff away or something. I don't know, but the kid's going to be ecstatic because I think that my wife's going to transfer the money to her daughter, the 1,000 baht, and he'll get that this week. So I'll let you guys know what he's gonna be loving life. Put it that way. Kid has nothing, man. So and you can imagine, grandma's the one that's supposed to take care of you, and grandma's gonna die. So it kind of sucks. And I think it put a smile on her face, which was what I want, because I guess he had told her when we had given him the money after the barbecue to get to grandma's house and back, and then the 1,000 baht to buy food. I know it put a grin on her face, said, hey, there's somebody else, looking out for my grandson. So, and that's because of you guys too now. So just to let you know, although you give it to my wife to do what she wants to with, I have to throw that out there. But she's, in this particular instance, she's going there, and then there'll be a bunch of stuff coming up. I've been trying to save some money to do the school Christmas thing. So we'll see how that goes. I'm getting a little hoarse, I think. Okay, I think I'm caught up, right? There's not too many people. Oh, there's 23 people in here. Hey, Andy, how you doing? Glad you could make it. You're saying hi, peeps. I missed that one, Andy. But yeah, and so we went out last night and bought 2 or 3 or 4 more tubes of silicone for the glass, and then he's going to put a concrete edge on the inside and a tile edge on the outside of the glass. It'll look good. And we bought those little rock deals. Anyway, you've seen it, I think, on the video. You can see it, the past ones. So I'm gonna say maybe by this weekend we'll have fish in there. Maybe. I've got to wash it, scrub it down. Still needs a couple more coats, I think, of the black sealant. I still got to set the pump and plumb the skimmer and the bottom suction cup type deal. I'll show you guys that. I don't know how to explain it. Sucks off the bottom. I didn't put a bottom drain in it because it was partially part of the slab that they had poured originally with the house, and then in between the house we poured another slab. I could have, but then I would have had to run different filtration. But anyway, I could ramble on about it for hours. But the filtration that we're running now gives us a better view from the front. I wouldn't have been able to have the glass. That's where the filters would have been. And my wife was smart by moving them over, building a ledge there, and that waterfall is going to be cool. I think it's going to look good. I can see myself sitting there drinking a cup of coffee. Maybe I'll do a live stream from in front of there, although it'll probably be loud. Hey, Sumpit and Kenny, how you doing, guys? If you guys aren't subscribed to a lot of these channels, I know that somebody will be here, put up the links and stuff. Please subscribe. And Andy, that's a channel now, right? You have a YouTube channel, Andy's Travels, as you should. Andy does good stuff, man. And like I said, if you weren't following him on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, man, he's got good pictures. He goes everywhere. The guy's amazing. I can't do it. I don't know how he does. I guess maybe being in shape might help. But yeah, so I'm hoping maybe by this weekend, which would be cool. And then I'm still going to come to the, I don't know, man, my plans might change. I got to talk to some people because I got a call from my brother. My mom's not doing all that great. She's going to have to go and do an assisted living deal. She's in the hospital now. She's 90, 89 or 90. I'm horrible. So I don't know. I might be having to go back, and I know that I've already got a hotel and everything, and I want to go to the Christmas party in that Luis Cabo's putting on in Patea, but I don't know. I might have to change my plans a little bit, but I'm sure that people will understand. But anyway, I don't know. This is the first time that I've had to deal with that sort of a problem that like Bobby had to deal with in person with himself and his father passing, and Mitch, same thing with his father and passing. My mom is a very religious lady, an Italian Catholic, been going to church every day for 60 years, 70 years, every day. And, she's just, that's just the way she is. I know she's not going to be happy in an assisted living. She's always been a real strong Italian woman. Definitely didn't walk on, eggshells. And now she's walking on eggshells, kind of timid, and just not my mom, put it that way. So I don't know what'll happen. I kind of would like to get back there before she passes, to say, I don't know. I mean, I don't have to, but I think she'd like it. So you have to do for your mom, right? Hi there. How's the pond going? Started? Yeah. Actually, I was just talking about it. I'm putting in. There's going to be double slab. It's about 4.5 inches and 4.5 inches. They poured the footings and the 4.5 inches yesterday, and now they're laying down more steel and pouring 4.5 more inches on top of that. And then they'll start laying. And like I said, it's going to be a block, a space, and another block. The space will be filled with steel and concrete. And it's going to be a meter below grade and a meter above grade. And it's going good. So we'll see. I'm going to be doing, I didn't show any video of the foundation and stuff when it went in, but I will take some video today. They did it yesterday. They did a lot. There was 5 guys here. And they'll be doing the other part. And then I said on the front one that we installed, the glass we installed the glass yesterday, used 4 tubes of silicone on it. And now he wanted 4 more, some clear and some black this time. And then, like I said, he's going to put a beveled edge across the front of stone. It's going to look good. It looks awesome because as soon as you walk in the front gate, the first thing you see is that big piece of glass, and there'll be a bunch of fish there. So my wife is really excited. We put the fish in? And No, they can't go in that 500 gallons. One maybe, but that isn't going to be any fun. So she knows that. But we're going to fill them up with 15, 20, 12-inch fish or something. I'll probably overstock it, but I've got it over filtered anyway. And I've always been fairly lucky with a little bit of overstocking because I've always oversized my filtration always. No, I haven't. I've got to. In fact, if somebody's got is there a moderator here that can post Art and Koi Pond and Garden? I want to. Yeah, I'd love to take a look at it. If somebody could post that, I'm not too good at doing that shit, but I'd love to. I'd love to see it. It's interesting because I've never done one. Most of the stuff that I've seen has been done in the UK, believe it or not. I find the UK to be ahead of most of the US people that are into koi, koi keepers. I've been watching one guy in particular for 6-7 years, and he just redid his filter room and everything, just freaking top notch. But he probably spent 30,000-40,000 US dollars on just his filter room, so I'm not spending, I'm going to spend, I don't know, 5,000 maybe, a little bit less. Although I have a lot of filtration that I made, that 27-inch sand filter that I made into a not a bead, but it's got micro stuff in it, K1 kind of, or K micro. Is it K1 micro? About the same size, but it's black. I bought it here off Lasada. I've been using it in a moving bed filter for 2.5 years and transferring it from house to house, and it's been doing great. So I've got that, and I've got a bunch of stuff that I had one of the guys that made the black one here that has it has a sieve on the top with sprays on it, so kind of like a drum, the cheap man's drum filter, and but it filled up. The bottom ones were underwater, so I wanted a backy tower type. So the one that I have out front, which I'll show in a video when I open it and put it on the back pond, I made him put the sieve on top, but then all the way down to the bottom. The bottom, I told him, I don't know if he did or not, I've got to look at it, to go ahead and leave the waterfall lip high, because I'm going to set in there. It'll be ceramic media all the way down, and the bottom will be oyster shells. So I don't know if he did or not. It's even if he didn't, it's okay. It'll still work. They don't need to be completely submersed. They can be across the top. Will be fine. But yeah, it was interesting. And let's see. I have Easy Pot. Where are you at? Where are you located? Are you here in Thailand, or are you in the UK? Or which I kind of get if you say you've got an Easy Pod. I'm imagining maybe you're in England. I'm guessing. I don't have a clue. But the tower that he made, it's a meter wide, has 4 sections. I got the exact dimensions. It's so high by this wide. It's going to hold a bunch of ceramic stuff. I've got 2 of those that are going to go on here, and they cost 13,000 baht. So with the exchange rate, actually it was 13.5 delivered, divided by 38. 355 bucks. So, I mean, for the price, as long as it works right. A lot of people say that the depth and the way you put them in there to get what I want out of it, which is both ammonia, nitrite, and nitrate removal. And I'm going to do a trickle in, trickle out too. So we'll see. UK, yeah. Yeah, I wish I had access to some of the stuff over there, and I probably could have. But I think once I put it together, we'll see how it all works. I'm going to document this stuff and see how it works. Hey, Ron, how you doing? But I would definitely want to check out your channel. Did anybody there it is. My buddy Chris put it up. And I want to go to it right now. Let's see. I have to do it on my phone. Go to channel. Let's see. Do it again. Subscribe. Okay. I'm subscribed and back. Very cool. I'll definitely take a look. If you guys are into koi, I would definitely suggest going ahead and subscribing to his channel also. You know, you don't have to be. I think a lot of people, the thing that we have over everybody else on the planet, except for other countries that have this climate, I'm never going to see water lower than 70 degrees. And where you run into, like I said before, where you run into a bunch of problems with your fish getting sick and this kind of stuff is when they come in and out of that winter. You know, the nasty bacteria and stuff has a tendency to come about quicker than your good stuff. And it's always been a battle that's everybody's fought for years and years, even the people in Japan. You know, so here I found it just awesome. As long as you watch the water, which I didn't, and my mistake. But, you know, definitely remove the chlorine, do water tests once a week on your water, keep an eye on your water. And because that's the worst part is all my fish died, you know, kind of sucks when you've had them for a while. You know, they become pets just like anything else. Well, let me suck down the rest of my coffee before I start on my water. Thanks for putting that up, Chris. But I did say hi to Ron, and I'm caught up. So anyway, I have a lot of fun with them. It's soothing. Even small ponds, the water movement, the waterfall sound, you know, everything, having a little place there to sit and have coffee. It's pretty cool. I liked it. It's awesome, Andy. Andy sent me a video on koi. They say a pond is a hole you keep. Yeah, that's probably a pretty true fact. A lot of the stuff that they do there, which I almost checked into here, I'll let everybody know. The product that I use to seal the front is made by Shell Oil, who have been sued a million times. But this stuff has been around for like 25, 30 years. And they say it's fish safe. I've read articles going back to the 2006, stuff like that about people putting koi in there and not having problems. Stays elastic. It's reasonable. I had enough to do that front pond, which was basically 8 foot by 4 foot by 0.75 deep, 1,600 baht, so $50, $60. The back one I'll get away with. The best way to do it, and a lot of the people in the UK, and the UK I think was probably the first ones to do it, is fiberglass. It's just expensive as hell. I didn't check into it here because there isn't anything that's really expensive as hell except for imported vehicles and anything imported. But I probably could have got a fiberglasser that knew do it, to do it. And if I have any problem with this product, I probably will set up the temporary pond and move the fish out of there and have it fiberglass. But I'm kind of liking the way that the stuff looks. Like some of these guys say, they use it to coat the inside of freshwater tanks, concrete tanks, and people have said 15 years later the stuff's still elastic, still pliable. So we'll see. So I'll put it in there and I'll let everybody know, because I'm just guessing. If I was in the States, this pond here, 5,000 gallons, basically 3 meters by 4 meters, 2 meters deep, is maybe going to cost me $250, $300 for the stuff to paint it. If I had to get fiberglass, God, I'm only guessing. Maybe I can get a little help, but I'm going to say maybe 5, 6, 7,000, 8,000 US dollars, maybe more, to get a fiberglass. So we'll see. I don't know that much, but maybe someone in here does. Maybe Martin. Is it Martin's? Martin's. Maybe Martin knows. It's expensive, put it that way. Hey, Paul, how you doing? Glad you can make it. Carl Travel Dude, how are you? Glad you could stop by. Yeah, so I think it's going to work. I mean, I think it's going to be fine. I'm not going to take I don't have that expensive a fish anyway, but I'll probably take, 5 or 6 fish, 2, 3, 4 inches long, and put them up there for a couple of days and keep my eye on them. Test the water, of course. But as long as everything's coated, I shouldn't have any kind of a high pH. Everything should be fine. But I'll document that in case people are interested. And Chris, I never asked, but it sounds good in here. This placement of where I've got this, is that sound all right, or should I be a little bit closer? Is that better? Chris is the authority on this. Although this feels like it's right in my face. So I'll put it back. Let's see. Daz saying, "Hey Dave, are you putting?" Yes, I am. It's on the way here. The one up front, I bought the kind that there are 4 of them. I'm going to put 2 that are going to be shining up at the waterfall, and 2 of them, they're all waterproof, of course, and they're like yay big around LED, different colors. You can remote control, and then the suction cup 2 inside that are going to be inside the pond to light it up towards the front glass from the back. In the big pond, I bought a pool one, like this big, that goes actually into the concrete. It was 25 watt LED, white only on that one. The pool, I bought the same one for, but it's got the multicolored in case my wife wants to play with the colors. And all I want to do is go over there and get my big white rear in there and relax in the afternoon, because I'm covering the whole damn thing. So if anybody wants to come over and think they're going to get suntan in the pool, and not going to happen. So, but yeah, so they're all 3 will have lights. We'll see. GottoLoveThailand. Leave it just. We set it up. It's just right. All right. Cool. Thanks, Chris. My pond is just a liner. It works for mine, easy on the wall. Yeah, that's what I had 25 years ago, 30 years ago, and over by Magic Mountain, if you're familiar with that, in Southern California. It was in Agua Dulce. I had 5 ponds on my 5 acres, and they were all liner ponds. And it is way easier on the wall, way easier. But I see the ones, because I know it's expensive, and I didn't. I'm trying to. The one that I watch is the Koi Whisperer, and I've been watching him for a long, long time. Never comment that much. Well, sometimes when he's having problems or something with a fish or something, I'd give my 2 cents worth. But I just found over the years, watch the water, make sure the water is good, and that's 90% of it. And you got to look at your fish every day, man. You can tell. And I didn't do that with these other ones. And I had them in that thing for 2.5 years in that outside one, and all my fault. And so I didn't heed my own warnings. But just watch your fish. They start flashing, scrape them. Like I said, before you even start keeping koi, as far as I'm concerned, you should have a microscope. Should be the first thing you buy before you buy your first koi. Hey, Sean, how you doing? Glad you could stop by. But it can get expensive. Like you had said, it's just someplace you keep throwing money into, a hole in the ground. But it's enjoyable though, man. It's addictive to me, and even more so for my wife. In the beginning it was like, oh, are you going to buy fish? You're going to buy more fish? Now I have to stop her from buying fish. I'm going, enough. Because another thing, if you don't have a some kind of a quarantine tank, once you get set up and you've got your fish in there, try not to find the urge, unless you've got a tank, that you can have them in for a month. And that's where a lot of the problems come in. People have all their fish, and for 6 months, everything's going good. Everything's great. They go to a place, they see a nice koi that they like. Oh, I really like this one. And they buy it and they throw it in their pond, and everything goes to shit. And, it had bugs and whatever. Not saying that you can't get rid of them, but if you don't keep your eye on them, stuff can get out of control and you lose all your fish. It happened to me when I first started 30 times before I finally realized, maybe I ought to start breeding my own, which I did. And excuse me, and stop buying them. But you don't have to. If you have a I don't have the room here. I got the little tank here that I'll use for a quarantine tank when I'm done. The one up on my porch here for a little while. But otherwise, I'll probably use the front pond. I guess maybe I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. But if you've got the ability to put in a quarantine pond to take a look at the fish for at least a month, I think 4 weeks is a good indicator if anything's going to happen. You should do that. So if I missed some questions, how did it feel to be back? It was great. I had a good time. I just was really pissed when I got back, and these freaking eyes of mine, man. Without my glasses on, I could see that it was red. Okay, it's recording. Well, I didn't know that I'd slipped my finger when I was twisting the thing on, and it went to hyper, whatever the hell. And anyway, it's been, I would say easy. I'm sure that he, I'm sure that he did a whole video on exactly what it cost, but for some reason it isn't standing out in my mind. But his pond is awesome, But it gets down, and like I said, I got lucky. My wife is like, she's worse than me now. I want to buy. So Dave, my daughters, and I spent the afternoon with Gator Jake and his wife. Yeah, they were actually. Yeah, I guess you guys had a bunch of fun, and that's awesome. How you doing, Mary? Glad you could stop by. Let's see. Hey, Jay, how you doing, Jay? And I think I'm caught up. If I miss something, guys, go ahead and put it up again, and if I can answer it, I will. Excuse me. I am doing good, Mary. Thank you very much. Happy to be there soon. When are you coming? Everybody saying hi to Mary. Question. Okay, Tommy J's gonna go. Are you teaching your wife? Actually, yes and no. I mean, she knows. She's got a pretty good eye, and she watches the fish every day. So the first part that she's doing to inject her stuff as she watches the fish. And then this one over here, then because I told her first thing I want to know if you're feeding them, because everybody wants to feed the koi. My father-in-law, my mother, I like feeding the koi. I don't want to overfeed them, although the filtration I've got is enormous, even for the overloaded temporary pond that I have. I still can feed as much as I want, and I don't get any ammonia spikes or nothing to be worried about. But I told her that, when you do feed them, you got to watch. I want to know if somebody didn't eat. That's the first thing, or is laying on the bottom or got fins clamped or, stuff like that. So she's getting an eye for that. As far as doing the tests and stuff, she would if it's easy to learn because everything I use, trying to get these things. I found these on Lasada, and I'm really happy with them. See, there we go. They're not really, really expensive. This one's for ammonia, and it says right on the back, fill up to the 5 milliliter line, and 4 drops of reagent 1 and 4 drops of 2. Wait 3 minutes, and the other. This is the only one that's waiting. The nitrite, the other ones, and you can get a lot of more expensive ones. What I really like is that. Where is it? I'm going to try to bring it up. I think I showed it to you guys. I've got a continuous monitor on both of them right now. They'll be on all 3. As you see it here, it comes up and it shows the main pond, temporary pond, and the little pond, which is the one on my back porch. It is through Wi-Fi, so I can pull this up anywhere that I want to in the world. So the main pond I pull up, and this one's in Celsius. I'll change it to Fahrenheit, which is warm, 78, 78 degrees. And down below, you'll see it says pH and temperature, TDS. It reads EC, salinity. And then when I do that, it'll, come on. It gives me the ability to pull up this scale, and I can do it daily, and it'll show like it's big swings, but that's only about it went from 6.85 to 6.87, so it isn't that big of a swing, but it does that and keeps track of it. It's awesome. And they were on Lasada, they were, I want to say they were 1,100, 1,200, so they were like 30, 32, $33, and it's got temperature, got all that I just said there. So it's awesome for anything. If you've got an aquarium, if you've got a pool and you want to know, what's going on, it doesn't read chlorine and stuff. They probably got one for that too. Some of them can be expensive, but this one is not, or not expensive the way I look at it. Hydroponic guys are probably using them quite often, actually. But it doesn't give you any kind of test on ammonia and all that kind of stuff. But me, I want to see if I got a pH crash. I test for alkalinity, which is what you need, the carbonate hardness, what the filters eat everything to, way everything survives. And when it's really low, you can have a pH crash. That crash gets down to 5.5 or something, you'll lose all your fish. They'll all die. So this thing's got alarms on it. If my pH drops below 6.25 or something, it'll alarm me. And if it goes above 8.5, it'll alarm me. Not that 8.5 is that big a problem, but it's pretty cool. Yeah, I like the NT, and I like this stuff. You put a link for that gadget. Yeah, I sure will. In fact, I will go up and see if I can show it to you right now on Lasada, and then I will put a link. Let me log in, and let me go to my. Oh no, I don't want to go there. Went to the wrong place. Let me go to my orders, and let's see if I can go back real quick and find it for you. But yeah, I think it's I think it's phenomenal. In fact, maybe it'll be easier if I just went in here and went pH meter. They do have a bunch of different ones, but maybe it'll come up so I don't have to. They've got they do have Hannah, which I know that they've got a bunch of smart stuff out now. 3-way. Really like this. I really like this meter, and I'm not going to be able to find this. See, and I don't find it. I'll have to post it up on something else. People are probably going, what is he doing? Let me see if I can. I ordered them a while ago. Actually, I've got one. I've got one right here. It'll be easier to do that. Hold on. I'm coming back. I'm back. Let me see. Where is it? There it is. I had 3 of these. This one, obviously, I have not opened yet. But I don't have I did have my knife over here. Since I don't, I think it's got a pretty good picture of the thing. At least you can get an idea of what it is. And I'll try to put it up on somewhere. I'll put it up somewhere. Can you see that at all? What is it saying? But that's pretty much it. and it's the European 230 volt, and it's got, like I said, it's got that probe for pH, and the other one does salinity, um, total dissolved solids, all that kind of stuff, and it gives you that ability or that program um, to use that. And like I said, I can use that anywhere. I could be in Koh Samui and wake up in the morning and punch it in and see what my pH is. If the pH goes out of range, it'll alarm me, and I can probably ask my wife to please tell your dad to do this or that. But it shouldn't be too bad. I feed mine. Now, when I'm hoping that I'm going to run enough oyster shells and all this and find a good medium to where I'm not putting bicarb, in there every week. But that's what I do now. Probably about in the temporary pond, which is, what is it, 4 tons? It's 1,000 gallons or so, U.S. gallons. I put about a cup of that, and I put a little bit of third of a cup of Epsom salt in there, and then I run some mineral stuff. I'm trying now. I haven't run it. And then I take the little bio balls, those dissolvable things, and throw in 8 or 10 in each one of it every week. The one little tub that I got lasts me, I don't know, 6 months or something. I can't remember. But they do have quite a selection here on some stuff. Yeah, I really like the meter, man. And I've had it out there, and it's been working for, I want to say, a good 2 months now, and I haven't had any problem with it. I clean it once a month. I bought a little stuff cleaning solution. Takes me 10 minutes to clean the pH probe and the one for the salinity and dissolved solids, and the temperature one I just clean off with a little bit of alcohol, and it seems to work good. So I'm going to put this one right here is for the new front pond. It'll go inside the electrical box. If you've seen that video, the electrical box, there'll be the controller for the pump. The pump is a variable speed pump, and it'll have that in there, and it'll have a strip in there to plug in. It'll also power up the filter, the air pump. I'm going to have a little moving bed on that also, and the lights, and I don't know, about 6 things are going to be powered off there. What did I miss? Okay, what did I miss while I was rambling? Yeah, I didn't see the NTs here, but they have a lot of stuff, and these are pretty good. I've tested them against some of my other test kits that I brought from America, and they're all right on. So I've even got these that I bought just for quick shits and giggles, and it gives I think it's 6 different things. It gives me pH, total alkalinity, nitrite, free chlorine, total chlorine, and hardness. So for a quick 2-second test, just to see, I've also got this one that I calibrate and leave here. And these were like nothing. They were like free. But I use it as a backup. And I've got it in a little container of solution here. I leave it there. And when I test the water, after I'm done running all my tests and pH and everything, all 5 or 6 of them, I'll just check it against it. And usually if this one and that one, they're all within close enough. One of them might say 6.9. The one that test kit I showed you might say 7.1, and this might say 7.0. So they're close. Would I depend on this? Never. But just a quick little, hey, I want to see what alkalinity and hardness and stuff are real quick, just to see, in between the tests or whatever. It's kind of, and they were cheap. Came out of China, I think. Cheap. So they do have a lot of stuff on Lasada. Hey, Craig, how you doing? I'm trying to catch up on Craig's videos, but I'm not having luck. it's been busy in the morning. And like I said, now with the koi ponds going, I'm already jonesing to get out there and, stay on top of them because if I stay on top of them, I can catch little mistakes before they happen. And I want to make sure that, especially when you're dealing with concrete, because once that's done, now you're talking about jackhammers and shit, and I don't want to deal with that. Let's see. There's a fly on me. I'm using the water, but for a moving bed, it works spot on. Yeah, the moving beds I think is the best thing for biofiltration that was ever created on the face of the earth. I mean, you go back a million years, and I was always a firm believer because I've been around koi for 35 years, 40 years, and I was a big, rock, pumice rock, anything, the old Japanese way, of doing stuff. And then when all this stuff comes in now, ceramic baki towers and moving beds and drums, I think is the best way to go. I'm gonna know this one here. Like I said, I'll do a video on it. Like I said, I don't know if a lot of people are interested in it. Some people are because they just like to see me get excited about something. I got a lot of good people in here that I really enjoy doing this. So hopefully, I'm sure they do, Ron. I mean, you had to take a piss test before in your life, um, but I really enjoy it. So we'll see. I'll show you the deal because, like I said, obviously, and I'm talking to Martin, the cost of any kind of filtration, and I'll show you this deal. It's just a sieve, but it's got both he makes one that is like they're normal and it just has spray, maybe 6 heads on the top. And then he's got a pro, which has timers and everything, just on timers. It's got the ones on the top also, and also 6 or 8 heads on the bottom. So one will go off and then the other one will go off. And it pretty much keeps the sieve clean. And then underneath that, I'm going to be running just one layer of Japanese mat on top of the first level of ceramic. And then the second and third level, let's see, it'll be second and third level will, the second level will have the matting. The third level will just be the ceramic. And the fourth level will be oysters. And there'll be 2 of those. And I'll show you, I'm putting a lot of ceramics because it's like a meter long. And like I said, this wide and this deep. It holds a lot of material. So I should have that. Then I'm going to have a settlement chamber off the bottom drain next to the pond. And then next to that will be a filter mat. And then next to that will be 2 moving beds. And then it'll go into a pump chamber on the end where there'll be 3. It's going to be moving I'll be cycling the pond every hour 2.5 times. It'll be like 30,000 liters or 40,000. I can't remember off the top of my head. So I have plenty. I believe 2 to 3 times is where it should be. Some people will tell you only need to do it once. It's personal preference. I like 2 to 3 times. 2.5 is ideal, I think. Just my opinion. Hey, Verna, how you doing? Glad you could make it. You guys aren't subscribed. I have the box ready to go. My wife's going to take it to work tomorrow, I hope, and send it off for me. So you should get the microphone. If you guys aren't subscribed, please subscribe to Verna. So there'll be 2 of those on the sides. The end of the pond, there'll be a waterfall deal matching the one in the front. It is 1.4 meters wide, 1.6 high, and then there'll be like plants my wife are going to put in the corners on either side of the waterfall. And then what I had mentioned down the side. And I've got that 27-inch. What I took was a 27-inch sand filter. I repiped it on the outside to come in the bottom and push all the media. Use the same little black plastic biological filtration, and now it works as both a biological and mechanical filter. So there'll be that on there, and actually that's going to be running almost 16,000 liters alone. So it's going to be more than that. I have to add it up. It's going to be like 45, 50,000, 60,000 liters, something like that. I don't know. It's a lot. It's two and a half times I'll be putting it through. Yeah, I got to have a party over here when I get done, because the top of that building, I'm debating on. I think I'm only going to cover part of the pond, because I noticed yesterday I was looking at when the sun, because of where the house is and stuff. I don't think I'm going to need to have to cover the whole thing. And I might not have to cover it at all. I'll have to see how what the temperature is at the bottom, and I just don't want to get a big fluctuation. I like the fish to be in the sunlight. So I'll look at it. I'm hoping not to, because the building next to it is going to be 3 by 4 meter top up there, which will be covered, misters, a full wet bar, a small refrigerator, barbecue, tables. So it'll be kind of nice to have a little party up there looking down into the koi pond and shit. So I will have a party and invite people. You'd be one of them, Jay. You're more than welcome to come. Here's another one that I would invite. Dave will be bored when everything. Yeah, exactly. What am I going to do? Well, I've got Ubon. They gave. Thanks, Chris. She'll be excited. The We have Ubon. My mother-in-law had and her sister. There was only supposed to be one rye, but I guess it's like over 2 rye, because she gave it all to her sister. I make a long story short. My mother-in-law and her sister, the sister there in Ubon, that's where their family land is, took care of their mother. The sister did. And so my mother-in-law, being the stand-up person she is, said, "You can have all the land. I just want 1 rye to give to my daughter and her husband." And the aunt took it upon herself. Well, here's a couple or whatever. She picked out a chunk of land that's way more than a rye. So I want to do either, if they legalize or they decriminalize ganja, marijuana, hemp, whatever you want to call it, then I will probably throw up a greenhouse and show them how to grow hydroponically and get away from growing rice on the whatever they have there, 50 rye, 20 rye, whatever they have. They can do 10 times, 200 times more money on the 1 rye and not bust their ass. So I want to teach them that if I can, but I won't do it until it's completely decriminalized. Otherwise, it's going to be tilapia. It'll be a nice house that we can go there, 2-bedroom, Thai style, American style, air conditioned, little kitchen type thing, and a couple of tilapia ponds, and maybe a koi pond too. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see, Martins. I have tinted polycarbonate on the top of the pond, pergola. Yeah, I've always covered my ponds. Like right now, the temporary one in the back. If you've seen some of the videos, it's just got that green shade cloth. I think it's 60% or something right now. But you can see my water temperatures get the koi are, they say, you're getting into dangerous territory in the mid 80s, and I've had the water up close to 90 degrees, and they've handled it. I don't like it there, and that's also the thing's only not even a meter deep. It's 2.5 feet deep, maybe something like that. So that's going to make a big difference. The volume in here is, a lot more. So I'm hoping that I'd like to get that a lot down. But like I said, when I was out almost all day yesterday watching them do the slab, and you'd think if I'm a vlogger that I'd be doing this shit. It just goes right. I gotta get on board. But the backyard was covered, not direct sunlight, a good part of the day, which makes me also think about the pool. Maybe I won't have to put a cover on the pool. I have to check it out and look at the times, and that's going to change during the time of the year too, depending on how the sun's arcing across the sky. Like I know what I'm talking about, but it'll change. So, but I've always had pergolas and something over them. Anti-radicals can survive in Oklahoma. I used to strip to monitor my diet. Is that it? Not trying to get off topic. Sure. There is no topic on the show. You know that on the channel. We talk about what we want to. But I'm probably, although we have like 30 people here, you guys are awesome. God, I'm thirsty. Always thirsty. I don't know why. Thanks again, Chris. Let's see. And I'm caught up. So I haven't heard a whole bunch out there, but I think that I want to. I've been ending these, at least while I'm doing the koi pond, in about an hour. I didn't even put the link up to anybody today. I'm not going to do it after, and I just figured I'd do a quick show, but I think I'm going to go. I think I'm going to end it and do it. Which is Jason, good night. Lately, since my return to the States, looking forward. Yeah, in January. Cool. I'm looking forward to meet up with you too, Jay. I'd like to meet you. Hey, Ann, how you doing? Only one troll? Damn. Hate that. Somebody already nuked him? Already want me to nuke him? I am block user. There we go. So anyway, we'll bring back to the trolls. We won't talk about the nasty bastards anymore. Anyway, hi, Ann. I did say hi to Ann, right? I want to thank everybody. New subscribers, you guys are awesome. It's creeping up slowly but surely. I thought it was going to stagnate, but now it's went up. I think we've gotten like 12 subscribers in the last month or something, which is more than I thought, like I said. But I want to welcome the new people. Hey, Peter, how you doing? I know I usually go 2 hours. I got to, if you guys are catching me in the, at least in the stuff until I get that koi pond up to grade level with block to where I feel like I'm not going to have a mud pit in my backyard, something I could just pump out with a sump pump. I'll probably only limit them to an hour unless we really get on a roll about something. I'll take it a little bit longer, but I just want to thank everybody. And again, I'll thank Richard for Richard. Sorry about that, guys. I pressed the wrong button. But I want to thank Richard. Richard was the one that did both these intros and outros for me. Thanking everybody that watches. You guys are awesome. Hoping to meet up with everybody. Hopefully you'll be at the meetup on November 5th at the Wombat in Pattaya. And thanks again. If you guys aren't subscribed, please subscribe. It's free. It won't cost you anything. And it'll help the channel out. So I guess I pressed the button a little early. Thanks again, guys. Have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you on the next one.